Welcome to the Puffin Tour with Cap'n Fish's Cruises. Cap'n Fish's Cruises has a few different types, and both whale watching and puffin cruise, and a combo as well. And I will include the link in the description below that gives you all kinds of great information. They send you their ticket via email, tells you exactly where you need to get to, how to park, and where you can walk to it. You can't really miss it when you're down there in Boothbay, Maine, and it's clearly marked. We did park in their parking lot. It was a little sketchy because it was very, very tight parking. And somebody had blocked us in actually, and we had to get them to get moved. So that was not fun. But it's down there in the public landing, down in Boothbay Harbor. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. It was slightly overcast. It wasn't as sunny as I would like, but it was still gorgeous. There wasn't any rain. That's always your big worry. Now this is the Audubon Puffin cruise that we went on. It's about 2.5 hours. It starts at 10 a.m. And what makes this different is that it's narrated by the National Audubon's Project Puffin. One of the ladies there from the National Audubon Society was giving some commentary and giving us some background once we got close to the Eastern Egg Rock Island. This is where they are reestablishing a puffin colony. So it was very, very cool. So we kind of waited around here in the harbor. I was just taking some random pictures of different things as we walk down the gangway. And this is the cruise ship itself. Now it is a smaller one. It's not one of your big huge ones, of course, not your big one, but it had like 2 floors, and we sat up towards the front. Now there's a spot that I think would have been better for us to sit at so that we can get to the guardrail right on the edge of the boat, and I'll show you guys that later. But for now, I'm going to shush up so you can enjoy the sights and sounds.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome aboard the Harbor Princess. My name's Steve. I'll be your captain for this trip. Your crew today is Danny and Christine. I'm going to go over a quick safety briefing as we exit the harbor. In the event of any emergency, you would be asked to don a life jacket. They're located on the lower deck in the forward hold. They're also located on the upper deck in the pilot house. In the event of an emergency, the crew would assist you in retrieving those life jackets. They are type 1 PFDs. Just slip them over your head and tighten up on the belt. You can also ask any of the crew how to don a life jacket. Also, for your safety, watch your step as you move about the boat. We do have raised thresholds at all the doorways, so be careful you don't trip there. And the stairway is steep, so please use the handrail. And whenever you're standing up or moving about the boat, try to keep a hand on a handrail or a chair. And there's only one no standing zone on the boat. That's out in front of the pilot house. If you're seated out there and you want to stand up, you just need to move around to the side. Children must be accompanied by an adult at all times. There's no running or jumping on the boat, no standing on the chairs or sitting on the railings. And if you have small children, please don't hold them up near the railings. There's also no smoking of any type on the vessel. Down at the bottom of the stairs, you'll find the heads or marine restrooms. If you need any paper products or have any problems, just contact the crew. Inside the main salon, you'll find our galley. We have chips, candy, beer, wine, soda, mixed drinks, including homemade reggae rum punch. We also have hot dogs as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now, the way I'm going to point things out on the trip today is by using the clock system. So the way that works is we look at the boat like the face of a clock. So dead ahead is 12 o'clock, off to the right or starboard side is 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock behind us, 9 o'clock off to the port or left side, and of course all the numbers in between.
It was really cool to see some of the larger homes there along the coast. Beautiful views, many little islands.
As you can see, it's all privately owned homes and private docks. And that's on the Spruce Point shoreline of Boothbay. At 11 o'clock now, we're going to be passing by the mouth of the Damariscotta River. Head up the river about 12 miles or so, put you in the pretty little village of Damariscotta. Well, at this point, I'm going to turn the mic over to Lauren. She's your Audubon naturalist for today. So give a warm welcome to Lauren.
Now I'm using my iPhone to take pictures and the videos, and I can zoom in fairly well, as you can see how close I can get from this ship all the way out to the coast and to see some of the homes. Beautiful views. Like I said, there's some of the points, the islands. It was very nice scenery.
One of the most common gulls that is seen out on eastern Egg Rock is the laughing gull. White face mask, white chest and tummy, bright orange triangular bill, and bright orange webbed feet. Now, because of their clown-like appearance, a group of puffins is actually called a circus of puffins. That's one of my favorite facts to share with y'all.
So on this cruise, it's not just the puffins that you'll see. You'll, of course, the beautiful scenery, the houses, the lighthouses. You can also get a chance to see other wildlife. This is a picture of the ship as we were cruising along.
Есть черный, видите, большие, черные скагеры. Они там стоят целые группы. Вот белые скалы.
There's a puffin in flight at our 9 o'clock. Oh, right by the left-hand side of the boat. It's flying behind us now at our 6 o'clock. It's going to come up the right-hand side of the boat. Oh, looks like it's got something in its beak too. That's awesome. Now, puffins are mostly eating really small, slender fish like herring and hake. So they're only a couple inches long. They have microscopic barbs on the roofs of their mouths and their tongues that sort of act like fish hooks to hold these fish in place as they're swimming, diving, flying through the air. On average, one puffin can hold about 10 fish in its beak at once, but the record for how many fish one puffin can hold in its beak is 62. So pretty incredible for such a little bird. Coming up on some larger rafts of puffins at our 11 o'clock. And although it might not look like it, puffins can fly really well. They can fly about 40 to 50 miles an hour, and they can flap their wings 400 times per minute. Sights and sounds and smells of the seabird island in. We're going to start heading back fairly shortly. Well, this was an absolutely amazing trip today. These are some of the last puffins that you will see of the season. After this week and next week, the puffins will start heading out for the winter. What a great day to see the last of the eastern egg rock puffins.
Now, puffins generally arrive on Easter Egg Rock to breed in April and depart in August. We were there very late July, early August, And so you can see right there in the upper left corner, Wade standing there by the ship, dark hair in front of that lady. That's where you want to be, is right there. So that when you are, when they slow down by Eastern Egg Rock, that you can get to the rail before other people. I had to do a lot of cuts with these videos because I had people in front of me and their just heads kept bobbing in and out, so it was very, very difficult. Now you can see on both sides of the ship, whichever you sit on, because they do turn around and they go around the other side. But I really enjoyed the left side better, and so I felt like we chose well. We just didn't get up front. Better view. That would have been a better seat up there.
You can go out and visit. Obviously it's not on an island, so you can drive out to it. From Boothbay you can drive to Damariscotta. There's a small 2-lane highway there. Will take you out to the new harbor area, Pemaquid Point, and the lighthouse. The lighthouse is open to the public. They have a small museum there. Also, they allow you to go up into the top of the lighthouse as well. There's a nice picnicking area there, and of course you can climb down on those rocks too if you like. There's also a restaurant, a small gift shop out there as well. Pemaquid Point Lighthouse is pretty famous. It's featured on the back of the Maine state border.
I took out the noisy boat sounds so you can enjoy that without that loud rah. It was just really, really lovely to be out on the water. Now you can see how close up I can get. Unfortunately, we just were too far from the island itself to really get that close on the Puffins.
we enter the inner harbor, on behalf of the crew and myself, I'd like to thank you for coming out with us today. If you're interested in any other trips, you can go to mainewhales.com, check out all the trips that we offer here. As we approach the dock, just ask that you keep all your hands and arms inside the boat. We do come up against the posts or the pilings there. And once we get in, just stay where you're at for a minute, give the crew a chance to get the boat tied up. I'll give you the okay over to Mike when it's safe to make your way down to the gangway. And again, thanks for coming out with us. Hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Boothbay.
I took a few more pictures of the ship having returned to Boothbay Harbor. Now they do have a promise that if you do not see any puffins and on your trip, that you can receive a standby ticket, and it's good for another puffin cruise or other cruises. They do not give any refunds. Again, like I said, I'll include a lot of information that they have on the site in the description below. These are the stairs to go back down. And there's also an area below that you can get something to eat or drink and be inside. If it's too windy or cold. The whole cruise takes about 2.5 hours, so if you need to have a drink or anything, you can certainly go down there. This is the gangway going back up again to the pier. So they recommend you to bring binoculars, camera, tickets, sunscreen, extra cash for tips, things like that. As you saw, I used my iPhone. I got pretty good, but I couldn't quite get all the way as close as I could. And that's magnifying it in the program here that I'm using to edit. And that's as close as you can get without it getting fuzzy. So I would definitely use binoculars when you go. Thanks guys for watching. I'll be trying to go on a whale trip too soon. Hope to see you guys at the next.